Hello, my friend. It's Tanya from Move Deeply, and I've got another gentle hip releasing sequence of somatic exercises and restorative yoga. So we're going to be focusing on the hip flexors in the front of the body, mostly the psoas for this exercise series. And this is a point of contention for a lot of people. You may have been told that your psoas is tight and causing problems. And that's really just part of the muscle group that could be causing you low back pain and hip pain or joint clicking and that kind of thing. So this series is a great way to help release the muscles in a really gentle way and get you ready to get back at doing the things you love, like walking and hiking and running. It's really great to make this kind of sequence a habit and do it at least once a week, probably more if you're dealing with some chronic tension. And then once you get to a point where you're feeling more balanced, then you can do it a little less frequently. But always listen to your body and see what you feel like you need. So with this one, you're going to need a soft place to lie down. And you might want to wear some socks because we're going to be sliding our feet out, so you don't want to get stuck on the mat or the floor. And wear something comfortable. And you also want a yoga bolster like this one, or a couple of pillows that are reasonably firm. And so just grab that if you need to, and we'll get started. So let's slowly bring ourselves down to the mat. Just come down onto your elbows and then slide your arms out so that your shoulders drop away from your ears. And then slide one leg out and then the other. And just notice how your body's feeling against the floor. Starting with your feet, scanning up your legs. Noticing if there's any tightness or imbalances from one side to the other. And into your hips now. See how they're feeling, especially around the front, into the lower abdominals, since that's what we're going to be working on. And then just moving up into the low back and belly. Noticing how your low back feels against the floor. Maybe it feels a little tight. We're basically just taking note of everything. There's no wrong or right necessarily. We're just taking notes so we can compare after we do our exercises and see if there's been any shifts. So now just move up into your chest and your shoulders and your neck, your face. Taking note of any sensations there. And then we'll slowly begin our arch and flatten warm up. So slide your feet in to bend at the knees. Relax your arms onto your belly. So we'll just do a few breaths first to make sure we're breathing in the right area of our body for this exercise. So take a deep breath in and expand your diaphragm so that your abdomen rises. And then exhale. Start to gradually soothe the nervous system through our breath to get started. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Expand your ribs and your belly. Get a little fuller this time, and then try to maintain that feeling of length and expansion as you exhale. And now relax your hands on either side of your body, with your hands facing up if you can, otherwise resting on your pinky finger side. And we'll start our arch and flatten warm up to warm up the spine. So inhale, roll the pelvis forward, coming onto your tailbone, arching the spine away from the mat. And then slowly let gravity bring you back down to that starting position. Completely relax, and then on your exhale, flatten your back onto the mat, let it sink down, feeling that engagement through your abdominals. And then slowly release the muscles with control as slow as you can, coming back to neutral. And then inhale to arch. Slowly release. Sink your spine down on the exhale. Tip your pelvis forward. Or tuck your pelvis in, rather. Make sure your glutes are relaxed here and you're just engaging through your abs. It's just really gentle though, so no crunching. And then slowly release back to neutral. I cover this exercise in more detail in a separate video, so if it's new to you, then be sure to check that out in my channel and learn it in detail. It's a very effective exercise for releasing lower back tension and also the lower abdominals. So inhale to arch again. Slowly release. Exhale to flatten. Try to relax the rest of your body as much as possible. Returning back to neutral. One more time, arch. Slowly release. Just breathe normally as you release. And then exhale to flatten. Slowly relax. And just wait at neutral here for a moment. And we're going to do some hip raises. So this is to help release the hip flexors in the front of the hips and also some of the lower abdominal tension that you might be carrying. So leave your hands on either side and bring your attention to your right hip. Slowly lift the hip up. And then slowly lower it. So it's just a tiny movement. I did this in my last video as well, so you might already be familiar. If not, just do your best and don't push too hard. So now raise your right hip again. Hold it there for a moment. Make sure you're not squeezing your glutes here. You're activating only through the lower abdominal and your hip flexor. So you should feel tension, minor tension, and activation through this part of your hip. And your bum is barely off the floor. Like I can maybe tuck my hand underneath. Slowly lower back down and relax. One more time on this side. Raise it up. And slowly lower back down and relax. Bring your attention to your left side now. Slowly lift the left hip up, activating through that left side of the front of the hip. Try to relax those glutes. You can just give them a poke if you're not sure. And if you find you're engaging, just try to come down a little lower. Just some mild pressure on your foot as you lift your hip up. Slowly lower and relax. Again, lift the left hip up. And slowly lower down. Once you get the hang of this, you should start feeling your hips sinking down into the ground a little more each time. One more time, lifting through the left hip. And slowly lower. And relax. So now we're going to move on to the psoas and hip and knee release exercise. So it's targeting a lot of parts of the legs and hips here, and it's super effective. And you should feel something just from this first class. So slide your feet out and just let your body relax down. Notice how it's feeling against the floor here. Again, see if anything's already changed from that warm-up and the hip raises. And now you're going to bring your attention to your right leg, and it's very important to slide your heel here. So you're going to slide with your knee facing outwards. Imagine that you're a frog swimming and you're just bringing one leg in. So your foot's coming towards your left knee and your right knee is going to come out to the side, and just rest here for a sec and then slowly slide it back out to where you started and completely relax and melt into the floor. Again, slide it in and slide it out. You can see now why I recommended wearing socks. It can be pretty awkward on a sticky mat with bare feet. Completely relax. And again, slide it in and slide it out and relax. So you should feel that mostly through your inner hip, inner thigh, through those hip rotators there. And now we're going to do the opposite motion. So it might feel a bit awkward at first. Just do your best. You're going to slide your foot, your knee inwards and your foot out towards your right. And just bring it up as far as you can towards your bum. Let your knee drop in. You can look to the right as if you're trying to look down to your foot, just gently. And then slowly slide your foot back out and relax. And again, slide your foot out to the right side, look over to your right, and then slowly slide the foot back out and completely relax. Again, slide your foot back in towards your bum, knee coming in towards your midline, looking over to your right, and then slowly slide it out and relax. And now bring your attention to your left leg. So relax your right leg on the floor and then slide your left foot in with your knee coming out towards your side. Slowly slide it back out and relax. Slowly slide in. The slowness is super important for getting that full range of motion, activating the muscle. Slide it back out and allowing your nervous system to get acquainted again with all of these muscles on a deeper level. And slide it in again one more time. Slowly slide it out and relax. And now we'll do that knee in motion. So rotating your knee in towards your center line, sliding the left heel towards the foot, letting the knee drop in. You can look over your left shoulder and then slowly slide it back out and relax. Make sure your foot is relaxed and your whole leg is sinking in the floor. And again, slide your leg in, knee in towards center. Drop your head to the side. And then slide the leg out and relax. One more time, sliding the knee in, foot towards the bum. Look over your left shoulder. And slowly slide it out and relax. So you should have mostly felt that in the outer part of your hip, maybe into your knee. That's targeting the external rotators of the hip. And And now we're going to bring the two legs together. So sliding both feet in, letting your legs butterfly out, and then slowly sliding along the floor, coming back out, and letting your legs flop out. Melt into the floor, relax your entire legs and feet, and then slowly slide them in again. And then slowly slide them out and relax. One more time, slide them in. Slowly slide out. Really feel how all the muscles are moving through your legs in this. And now we're going to bring our feet together. Legs are together. And we're putting together the 2 feet to go over towards your right side. So bending at the knees, bringing the knees towards your left, feet towards your bum on the right. And again, you can look towards your foot on the right. Slowly slide it out and let your legs flop. And again, feet together, slide it in, feet towards your bum on the right, looking over your right shoulder, and slowly slide it out. And relax. Relax your feet, everything. One more time on this side. And then slowly slide it out. Getting a bit of mat bunching happening here, so don't worry if that's happening to you, just sort it out and get started again. It's actually easiest to do this on a carpeted area without a mat, or just a nice big mat if you have that. So highly recommend if you have that option. Now we'll do the other side, so bring your feet together, slide your heels towards your bum on the left, looking over your left shoulder, let the knees drop to the right, and slowly slide it out again. Come back, relax. And again, slide them in to your left, knees to the right. Slowly slide them out, and relax. And again. You're welcome to experiment with slowing it down even more, and you'll probably encounter different muscle activations or levels of activation, and perhaps even further release. And now we're going to practice our restorative poses to help open up the front of our hips even more and relax our minds while we're at it. So just slowly roll over to your side and grab your bolster or your pillows, and we'll get started on those poses. So you're going to want to position your bolster just beside your mat widthwise, and come back down onto your back, and just press into your feet and gently lift your hips off the floor, and we'll slowly slide the bolster under your pelvis. So it's not under your low back, it's just below the low back, under your sacrum. So that's the bony panel behind your pelvis. And just see how that feels. If it feels like it's too much on your low back, you might want to use a smaller pillow or bolster. And if you have any pain at all, then you will probably want to skip this and just go straight into a Shavasana pose. So once you're feeling like this is pretty good, you can stay here, or if you want a little more, you can slide your left leg out, and you'll feel, depending how tight you are, a reasonably intense stretch initially through the left front hip here. So really monitor yourself here, make sure nothing is hurting. If it feels good, then just stay there, and we're going to stay here about 2 minutes or so. And please just listen to your body. If you feel like it's too much, you can slide your leg back in and stay in that supported bridge, or you can remove the prop entirely and take a break in Shavasana. So never push yourself here. The goal is to relax and restore our bodies. So if there's any pain or discomfort, that's just going to increase the stress and tension. So don't worry if you can't do this. Just go to the next easier version if you need to. So we'll take a deep breath in wherever you are. And exhale through the mouth. Allow yourself to settle in here and enjoy the sensations, lengthening and opening through the front of the hip here. Just take note if there's anywhere else in your body that you need to relax and release. And try to just send your breath there and allow yourself to let go as you exhale. Now slowly slide that foot back in if you have your leg extended, and then slide the opposite leg out. Notice if this feels any different than the other side. If there's any pain, then again go back to the supported bridge or the Shavasana. Take a deep breath in, send it down into your hip, and exhale. Notice if you started gripping anywhere again as you switch sides, and just allow yourself to release that and relax. Just do the best you can. We're all at different stages, so wherever you're at is good for you. In these last few moments, you're welcome to extend your left leg. You might want to adjust your bolster a little. Make sure your lower back isn't feeling compressed at all. I like to sort of tip my pelvis forward briefly, squeeze my glutes a little bit, and then relax back down into the bolster or pillows. And again, just really make sure you're feeling okay here and supported. With lots of attention in your low back there. You really don't want to be compressing that at all. So if this is still too much, then just come back to that regular supported bridge with your feet on the floor. And feel free to massage into your hips here and your lower abdomen. Just be intuitive about it. Just explore with gentle circular motions, and don't be afraid to go along the ridge of the hip bone. That's where part of your iliopsoas comes through. down into your hip sockets. Just take nice big circular motions with your hands together over your lower belly. And then change the direction. And just do what feels good for you. And if your knees are bent, you can totally still do this as well. And just let that relax. Slide your feet back in. And then press into your feet and move the crop away and slowly come down. And then glide your feet out one at a time. Come into your Shavasana. You're welcome to put the bolster under your knees here if you want a little extra support. And then we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax into the floor. Just notice how your body's feeling now against the mat. If there's any changes in your body since we started, you might feel a little flatter against the floor now. And if not, don't worry. This all starts to come with time, so don't give up. Keep trying, and you will definitely start to notice some changes as you go. And we're going to lie here for a few more minutes. So just allow your body, starting with your feet, to relax, release, and sink down into the floor. Relaxing your knees, your thighs, letting your hips be heavy and sink into the floor. Relax your belly and your bum. Relax your chest, shoulders. Relax your throat and your jaw. Let your jaw drop open and your tongue fall back into your mouth. Relax your cheeks and your brow. And let your head just melt down into the floor. If any thoughts come into your head about the day, just give them a little hello and send them on their way for now, as this time is just for you, and you deserve every moment of peace here. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Begin to bring movement to your toes and fingers. Nodding your head back and forth, rolling through your wrists and ankles. Now take a nice big stretch overhead. Wiggle your hips side to side, up and down. And then roll over to one side. Just notice how you're feeling here. Slowly press yourself up to seated. Close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart center. Or you can rest them on your chest if you like, with palms open. Just take a moment to really notice how you're feeling now, and keep that in mind whenever you're feeling like maybe you don't have time to take care of yourself with this type of movement, because this feeling is what makes it all worth it. Feeling relaxed and restored, and therefore being able to give more of yourself to your work and to the people you love. So until next time, keep moving deeply, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out the others. And if you're interested in getting more deeply into somatics with a guided program, I've got a 30-day course that you have unlimited access to afterwards, so you can revisit it anytime. And it's a great introduction to the practice, and it will help you create this as a new habit and integrate it into your life with regular communication and really beautiful videos that I've shot on Galliano Island in the Gulf Islands of BC. So if that sounds good to you, then head over to movedeeply.com, and I'd love to see you there. Otherwise, we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks, and take care.